everyone, welcome to our channel and our first video. I've been wanting to make videos like these for our trips for us to watch in the future and for our friends and family to watch and enjoy. I pretty much gave it away in the title, but we are now engaged. Drevin proposed to me while we were on this trip and it was absolutely beautiful. Drevin planned this trip because it was always on my bucket list to go in the Upper Peninsula and go hiking and go to as many waterfalls while we were there, and he did not disappoint. Our first stop was Tequamanon Falls. We went to the upper falls, and I was wondering why Drevin was kind of rushing me when we went to Tequamanon, because I wanted to go to the upper and lower falls, but he said that we wouldn't have enough time, and now I know it's because he was planning on proposing later that day, and so we weren't able to make it to both of them, but that just means that we'll have to plan another trip up there. Our next stop was hiking to Chapel Falls and Chapel Rock, and originally Drevin had planned on proposing to me at Grand Portal Point, but we weren't able to make it there in time because it was going to be dark before we got there, and so we ended up at Chapel Rock, and that's where he proposed. And I actually like it how it happened than what he originally planned, and so did he, and so it all worked out. Yeah, so I definitely wasn't expecting that. I mean, I had a feeling because when Drevin was planning this trip, he said that I should probably get my nails done, and that made me question what was going on because, I mean, we're going hiking and going to waterfalls. Like, why would I get my nails done? But, it all happened and it was perfect. And this was on our second day of our trip. We went to Wagner Falls to start out the day, and then Munising Falls, and still processing that we're engaged now, and texting all my friends and family and telling them everything that happened. And another thing that wasn't included in this video was our hike back from Chapel Rock. It was 3.5 miles back. It was 3.5 miles one way, and it was all dark, absolutely dark. Like, could not see our hands in front of us if we did not have our flashlights. And so that is definitely a story we will be telling at the wedding. Another thing that Drevin had planned and didn't really tell me until closer to the trip was he planned this boat cruise along Pictured Rock. And when I say he did not disappoint planning this trip, he really put in a lot of effort, and that just made me appreciate it so much. And it was interesting to see where we got engaged, Chapel Rock, on the outside, like from the water. It was just so beautiful. On the third day of our trip, we started out at Laughing Whitefish Falls, and we were actually debating on going home a day early because when we looked at the weather the night before, it was supposed to be raining all day, and thankfully the weather was nice to us while we were up there, and we were able to finish our trip. The next place that we went to was Horseshoe Falls, and on our way up to the falls, they had this really cute gnome and fairy garden on our way up, and I absolutely love gnomes, and so I wanted to get this on video just because I thought it was really cute. Another thing we were able to do while we were at Horseshoe Falls is feed the fish. They had a little dispenser on the outside, so you just needed a quarter just to put in to get a handful of food, and so we did that a couple times, and it was really funny because the fish were fighting over the food, but then we also had like a handful of ducks that showed up and wanted to get the food as well, so we had to do it a couple times. The next trail that we went on was to Mosquito Falls, and this was the hardest trail on this trip because of all of the routes that were on this trail. It wasn't really a trail that you could look up and like enjoy the scenery. You really had to watch where you were going every step. It is the last day of our trip, and we started out the day by going on a trail to Sable Falls, and originally when I looked this up, we were going to go on a trail that was maybe like 3/10 of a mile, but we found one that was longer. This one was a little over a mile, but it was very narrow. Some of the trails we were able to walk side by side on, and this one I had to walk in front of Drevin. We didn't know that this trail would actually let us hike out to Lake Superior, and so we did that, and it also had some sand dunes, and so we did much more hiking than what we had planned on, but you know, that's what we went up north to do, and we were very happy with this part of the trip. After a long weekend, we are on our way home and ready to celebrate our engagement with our friends and family and start planning a wedding. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, make sure that you hit the subscribe button to our channel for future videos and a thumbs up for this video.